Hi there. This is called On the Fortune Trail. So I'm here today to talk about the Fortune Formula and how to become a member of the Fortune Circle and get on this year-long course to follow the formula, which is like this Fortune Trail that we're on. So people always ask, and rightly so, what is this Fortune Formula anyway? What's the story? And I love that when people say, what's the story? Because everything has a story. Life is based on story. All of life is based on story. Matter of fact, I once read a wonderful quote that said there are more stories than there are atoms. And wow, that's really pretty amazing, and I do like it. So what is the story? What's the backstory? How did we get here? Why are we talking about the Fortune Formula, and what is it? Anyway, what's the story? So here's the story. Several years ago, I was in China, where I work a lot, and I have an agent. An agent had a job possibility for me in Beijing, and she wanted to know, she said, well, James, what would you like to offer in Beijing? And wow, I sat there for a moment, and all of a sudden, like this great aha came out of my brain somehow, and I said, I want to present the Fortune Formula. And she said, oh, what's the story? What's that? And I said, exactly, what is the story? Because I wasn't clear about it at all myself. But you know, the greatest, and this is an interesting lesson, I think, the greatest lessons, or ahas rather, of life, the greatest creativity moments come when you get outside the box, outside of your comfort zone, outside of your habitual place of being, habitual way of thinking, outside the box. So here I was in China, definitely outside my box, and all of a sudden coming up with this great aha idea that's there. And that's a really good lesson. That's what a lot of what the Fortune Formula about. The course is about getting out of the box that you've been in and thinking mythically. In fact, to become a member of the Fortune Circle, to follow the course, you're required to come up or have a mythic name. And that's how you're known in the course, because most of us are limited by smallness. We're limited by, you know, our own self-identity with an old name of who we've been and socialized for many, many years of our life to be that person. But it's hard to make a real meaningful change and transformation in your life if you're still, you know, living an old self-definition, old self-image, and an old name. So the minute you take on a mythic quality, wow, and I love myth, M-Y-T-H, an acronym for make yourself the hero. Because once you start seeing yourself that way, life changes for you. So, in a matter of fact, I call myth the mything link of our lives. And so it's a great tool here. And so here I am talking about the Fortune Formula. And why am I talking mythic? I'm talking mythic because I'm starting on this trail here, on the Fortune Trail. I went through the garden, and now we're on the trail here. The reason I mention mythic is that in China, I come up with the Fortune Formula. Because, you know, everywhere I go in China, and in the U.S. too, you go to a Chinese restaurant, it has some mythic name. It's like, the Golden Buddha Fortune Shangri-La restaurant or something like that. You know, it's like, okay, why not? And this is true in China. They all have these incredible mythic names, and it makes you feel good. It's not about just going to your local little cafe. You're going out for an event, for a happening. Oh, whoa, now wait a minute. All of a sudden here, we're looking at one of the canals here. Actually used to be called the Grand Canal of Venice here, and it's pretty grungy actually, and all these beautiful houses. Oh boy, it's muddy. It just rained a lot. And all these beautiful houses that are along here actually used to be oil drills. I mean, this is oil country. LA was originally built on oil and tar, if you will. And so I'm walking along this canal, and way down there you see the white bridge. We're going over the white bridge and to the mystery. Let's put it that way. So anyway, let's get back to on the fortune trail, talking about the fortune formula. And so the reason why I even came up with fortune for China was that, oh, look at this cactus. Gosh, I love cactus, although there are no cactus flowers at this very moment, but that happens, okay. I don't mind being hit by, let's try and, ow, that did hurt. But you know, a little adrenaline is good for you. It makes you smarter. That is a scientific fact. But anyway, back to fortune in China and you. The reason I hit upon China and fortune is that China's making a lot of money. The economic development there is just amazing, unprecedented in human history. And did you know, this is interesting, the entire middle class of China, which is comparable to the middle class standard of living that we have here in America, is the numbers of their middle class are larger. The entire population, middle class of China, is larger than the entire population of America. So, get a grip on reality here, you guys. I might have to get a grip on this mud puddle. No, I can get by, no problem. This is easy enough. So, I'm thinking about China and money and wealth, and it's like the Wild West there. I mean, it's like drilling for oil. I mean, it's going off, this place, China. Crazy wild, I think, because it's all about money, 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 money. And I know, because I grew up from a holistic philosophy of life, and I've lived a holistic lifestyle, and I know it's not all about just money. And so I'm thinking, and this is not only good for China, it's good for all of us, it's good for the world, that it's about having wealth. Yes, enough wealth, and a lot more than just that from a holistic point of view. So then she asked me, my agent, so what's this fortune, class going to look like? This fortune formula anyway. And I go, well, yeah, what will it be like? So, of course, I have to think about this thing. And, well, look at this guy. This guy's got quite the, geez, look at that tractor. I don't know. Anyway, I'm walking along here. And the back to the fortune formula, I'm thinking, well, what is this formula? I know it's holistic, but what does that mean here? So I kind of start probing this in terms of my own life experience and what I'm interested in, what I love, what I know, and what I do. And actually, if that's your life purpose and your mission, really, do what you love, do what you know, and do what you do. If you connect all those dots, you've got it. You are on anyway here. So I'm looking at my own life this way. Oh, yeah, you got by, okay? And I love puddles. The first mirror of self-reflection was probably a mud puddle or a lake or some body of water, or an obsidian. But anyway, so here we are. So I'm looking at my own trail here, holistic trail, and how does that comprise this fortune formula we're talking about? And the first thing that comes to mind is what I do and what I love. And that, look at these guys. And that is, I am a potentiator. The fortune formula is about being you. And I mean all of you. This small little heron over here knows what it is and tries to be and is the best heron it can possibly be. No confusion there. So I'm about potentiating people to be all that they can be and to have their products be more better, to create a greater harvest and prosperity in their life. So that's definitely part of the formula, is be you and all of you authentically, so that you can author your story. Because it's not your story, you're not truly successful. That is not the fortune formula. It has to be done your way. And then also looking at my own personal history and my research interests, what I love, what I know, and what I do. I'm a psychologist. I do a lot over the 40 years of my work as a trainer, a coach, a counselor, a quasi-therapist. I do psychology, and I'm really interested in archetypal psychology, these universal, powerful sub-personalities that live within us all. At some point, boy, I guess I can get, I got by that mud puddle there. Archetypal psychology, and we bring that into the fortune circle. It's because we have a whole complete circle of inner advisors that are represented by these archetypal personalities that do live within us. They do exist, and that's one of the great wild card features of the fortune circle, is bringing in these super archetypes as our inner counselors and advisors, our team, as it were. I'm also interested very, very much in cognitive behavior psychology and therapy, which is basically helping people become a lot more mindful of who they are, and particularly mindful of their languaging, their vocabulary, and reframing a lot of these words that we have, like, oh, it's a setback. Well, a setback is actually taking you further along the road to success. Actually, it's an opportunity, if you will, and very much part of that in the fortune formula. And this whole idea of mindfulness, being more self-aware of how you're feeling, how you think, what you project, your personal history, and all of that, because without that mindfulness awareness, some kind of objective intelligence about yourself, you don't have what we call emotional intelligence. And if you are not emotionally intelligent, emotionally aware, emotionally balanced in today's world, you're not living the fortune formula. You are not on the fortune trail, that is for sure. So the fortune formula is about being you and all of you, being self-potentiated, and about being happy with life and at peace with yourself, which gets into the whole psychological realm that we've been talking about. And then I'm really interested in behavioral economics, how people actually make decisions and work their work lives to be successful and wealthy and all of that. It's not economic theory. I have no interest in that. Behavior, and interested in the current business trends, which are totally fascinating. But this really works into my own work experience, because for 40 years I've been an entrepreneur on my own, going into a fairly obscure field and coming out quite successful. In a sense, people would say I'm a solopreneur, and I like that, and I'm successful. So I do know a lot of experience. So a major, major, major part of the fortune formula is about having enough wealth, obviously being successful in the material professional realm. That's no doubt another piece about it, no doubt. And then we keep moving on. Since I made this Voyager Tarot deck, which is a bestseller in the world of the philosophy called Hermetic wisdom, alchemical wisdom, esoteric wisdom. So meaning by that fortune formula to be successful is also to be spiritual, in a sense to have a higher consciousness, or a deeper consciousness, or a more comprehensive consciousness that includes the mystery, that includes the invisible, all that kind of quantum weirdness stuff. And so we actually flip cards. We do cards in the fortune circle from the Voyager deck. And trust me, this is not fortune telling. This is not this old world. This is fortune creation tarot, of using the cards as a holistic map of life, a psychological spirituality, if you will, to live this map, to live the fortune formula, and to create the future and not let a piece of paper or a card tell us what's going to happen. It's just not the truth. So here we are, we're bringing in the esoteric, the hermetic realm, in order to really trust the invisible and trust the unknown and believe in the wisdom of insecurity and getting ourselves out of control, not always knowing. And in today's world, which is a world of uncertainty and change and transformation and oh my God, what's going to happen next? We've got to be able to move with that uncertainty and to make magic out of the mystery. And that's certainly a major part of the formula, no doubt and for sure. So the formula, again, is very holistic, and it includes nature. I really know, because I love environmental sciences, depth ecology. I bring that definitely into my work, and some of you may not know this, but I've created a deck called Sustain Yourself Cards. It's all about sustainable life,